Hey y'all, this is just a weekly video going over The Outsiders reading. Let's get started. Okay, this week I want you guys to read chapters 10 and 12, otherwise known as Finish the Book. I also want you to glance over chapter 9. It's a great chapter, but unfortunately I leaked out some information in last week's video, so I'm not putting it on the test. But what I do want you to concentrate on is Johnny's last words, "Stay gold, pony boy." This has to do with a Robert Frost poem in chapter 5. Questions are going to be a bit different. They're in Google Forms and Classroom. I also will post a short video on Wednesday night, and it'll be due on Friday. The final for the novel will be a quick write. I'll give you 3 questions, and you have to write at least a paragraph on each one. This will, I'll post it on Friday, and it'll be due on Sunday. Okay, chapter 9. After the rumble, Dally and Ponyboy go to see Johnny. Unfortunately, things don't go well, and Johnny's last words to Ponyboy are "Stay gold." What does that mean? This references the Robert Frost poem, "Nothing gold can stay." Johnny, it's talking about how nature's beauty is only for a minute, but Johnny's telling Ponyboy to stay good. Pony doesn't look at things black and white. He tries to see the good in everyone, and Johnny's just encouraging him to do this. He gives him a letter in the Gone with the Wind book at the end of the book, which outlines this question a lot better. What does stay gold mean? Okay, chapter 10, appearances versus reality. Dally, total hood in appearance, but in reality, he's just a kid. Ponyboy writes, "2 friends of mine died that night, one a hero, the other a hoodlum." Dally has a hard time dealing with Johnny's death, so he uses his unloaded gun to rob a store. Everyone witnesses this, and unfortunately, Dally doesn't make it. But Ponyboy gets a little sick, and I got a question for you. Why is Ponyboy so worried about dairy, mentioning dairy when he's sick? He talks about soda pop. He talks about mom and dad. Why does he really want to talk about his brother? This has something to do with Derry's reaction from him at the hospital. Okay, chapter 11. Randy comes to see him before the trial. They talk about, Randy just telling the truth. But at the very end, you see Ponyboy having a hard time grasping the fact that Johnny's dead and that Johnny killed Bob. And he says, Johnny's not dead, I did it. He's just having a hard time wrapping his mind around the whole thing. I gotta remind you that he's only 14 years old. Chapter 12, Pony is so worried about the trial, but when it comes to his turn, the judge just asks him about school. Why? Because the judge called the doctor, and he kind of told him that Pony was having some medical stuff as well as some kind of some mental stuff, because it's a hard thing to deal with for a kid. Once a good student, Pony is in jeopardy of failing his favorite subject, composition, and says that the teacher says he could get a C if he wrote a good theme / essay on anything that was important enough to write about. Throughout this story, Pony is changing, and in this chapter, he fights back when confronted by a Soch. 2-Bit sums it up really, really well. He tells him right after this, "Don't get tough. You're not like the rest of us. Don't even try to be." The Curtis boys come together after Soda Pop runs out. Ponyboy finally opens up the book and finds a letter from Johnny. This letter sums up "Stay gold, Ponyboy," so give it a read. This will also help you tremendously in the final exam quick write. Guys, I hope you have a really good week. Any questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call. Yeah, that's it.